Your boy DJ More Life, aka Elvis Dua, back at it again. And today we're gonna talk about couples' healthy relationship and what's important about a couple's relationship because a lot of times, man and woman, right, when they get into a relationship, it's for a particular reason. And so today on this live, we're going to just talk more about each part, meaning the part that a man should play and the part that a woman should play, and what they need to do, you know, how they need to play their roles in order to be able to have a successful, healthy relationship. You see, men, right? Men is a provider, whether if it's emotionally, whether it's, putting food on the table, coming up with the main relationship decisions, not by themselves, but the main decisions, right? Mainly is made, it comes down to the male. And later on, I'm going to explain why that is true, and why that needs to happen. So, a male is a protector, you know. If a male get into a relationship with a woman, they basically have three things in their mind. Can I protect this woman? Can I provide for this woman? And can I make this woman happy? You see what I'm saying? So a male will basically obviously work out. They will be, you know, stronger as in terms of, you know, strength, right? Because of the hormones that they produce. So a male is designed to protect the female. And so when they get into a relationship, they want to protect the female. They want to provide for the female. They want to make sure the female is happy because we know that happy woman, happy household. And so there is many things, right, as a male that a male needs to feel, right? They need to feel in order to be happy in a relationship because a lot of times in a relationship men don't what's it called are not allowed to feel pain, they're not allowed to feel what's it called like if they have problems, they can discuss it or talk about it because that might end up coming across as if the man complains too much. They're not allowed to share their emotions a lot of times, right? Or you're considered less masculine because you're expressing yourself in instead of using your fist, or being violent, you're more expressive because you are more intellectual. And so that gets misunderstood a lot of times in relationships. And so respect for men is one of the key components because if a man don't feel respected, they're not going to want to defend their woman with their life because you are the protector. You're there to protect your woman. But if your woman don't respect you, then you feel like you don't want, she's not worth it to defend because how are you going to risk your life for somebody who don't respect you? And so if you feel like you're being challenged on a pedestal all the time, if you're being challenged at every decisions you make, right? and there's no particular reason for it. It's just the fact that, you know, maybe the woman don't want you to have your rightful position in the relationship because they feel like, you know what I mean, they have a certain use for you, and that's the only use you should be accepted to be used for, but you cannot do something else because, you know what I mean, they won't be happy. And so I believe that when you do get into relationships, before getting into the relationship, you have to, you and the woman, right? You and your partner must sit down and discuss, right? To have an understanding of who does what roles do each other play. Because if it's gone unsaid, there's a lot of problems that arise between the man and the female just based on misunderstanding, you know? And if the communication is not out there, a lot of people, they lose out. You see what I'm saying? So in relationships, a man needs respect. A man needs to feel that, you know, they are appreciated and that they can count on the female when they need their help, because men are driven by the female. You see what I'm saying? If if you know, from one aspect, if a female, right, shows respect to the man, if a female is genuine to the man, if the female is there to help generally, then the man will feel so much love to be able to help, you know, with all his might to the to his partner. You see what I'm saying? So that's the understanding of a man. Because if they see that the woman is loyal, if the woman is trying their best to try to help them, right, when they need help, then they will find no problem defending them when they need help. You see what I'm saying? And so those are the needs of men. But let's go into female. Because females, right, they want similar things, but it's different. Female needs to be feel safe, you know. I know that females, what goes through their mind is, the guy that I'm talking to, can he protect me, right? Can he provide for me? Is he going to be my rock, right? My foundation when I need him, right? And basically, if a woman has, you know, a man that can provide, if a woman has a man that can make her feel special, you know, more than any other woman, and on top of that, if the man is loyal, then the woman will be happy. You see what I'm saying? So everybody, you know, both parties are looking for something. Both parties, right, bring something to the table. And so, based on the needs of these two, what's it called, different humans, right, male and female, they want similar things, which both want respect, right? But males, right, keen in on more respect. They basically, their whole drive is about respect and loyalty. But female, not so much respect, but being, respect is a partial part, but not as much as, you know, feeling safe and being provided for, right? Because, I mean, for sure, but providing also has its ups and downs because not all the time can a male provide for you. You're not going to be in a relationship where everything is perfect, where the guy is always going to have everything for you and there will be no problems. So there's ups and downs because in order for you to love each other, there has to be problems. Problems that you guys solve, problems that's going to frustrate you. Why? Because love works like that. It works with friction. Friction and action creates, you know, a whole persona of the 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 type of love. That's why love is different in each relationship because it's created by what you guys do. What you guys do together or what you guys do or trust each other to do, right? Whether it's together or separate, is going to bring you guys closer. But if there's people that don't love, there's people that don't provide, there's people that are not honest with each other, right? Honest about the decisions that they make in relationship, honest about not feeling overpowered or empowered, overpowered by your partner, right? Leaving, you know, the male in charge is a job. It's basically a birthright of a male, of a true male, right? A true male won't be able to provide for you all the time. I'm telling you this. You just check the statistics. You can ask, you can go around and see. But a true male will do majority of what you want. You know, let's say 80 out of 100, right? They will provide. But the fact is, do you believe in the partner that you're with? Because all of those things empower the partner, right? A female loves compliments, what you say to a female, right? A male, it's how you look, how you put yourself together. So you see, we see things different. A man will see a woman, you know, they have the complete package. And even if they have a bad attitude, most of the time they will overlook that because they see them in a more different, you know, in a more different vision than anything because before they even get to know them, right? So if they can provide for you, right, then females are happy. But providing is supposed to be looked at in many different ways, right? Because a lot of times people look at providing as, oh, does he have money? Does he not have money? But suppose a man can provide you money, but all they can do is provide you money, right? They couldn't provide you intimacy. Would you, as a female, be okay with that? Right? So most females won't be okay. And those who say yeah, they'll say yeah for a time period, right? They'll give it time because they're stronger, but you'll fall short because intimacy is a key component to growing your love, right? I'm not saying it's the only thing, but it's a key component in a male and female's book, right? So those things take place. But I find, right, that a lot of females create a pedestal, right, like a mark, and they like an impossible mark to put males' standards on. Just remember, us males are less on earth, you know? There's like the ratio in many places is 1 to 9. So you see males, they look, they see if you look good, you put yourself together, automatically they're seeing it themselves with you, you know, because they see that you look good, you can put yourself together, and you know what I mean? That's what males are attracted to, features. But women is attracted to intellect, what you say, how you carry yourself before you could even buy for them. You see what I'm saying? But it's what you say is gonna make them feel a way about you. You see what I'm saying? And of course, what you say and what you do, right, goes hand in hand. And so if those things are intact, a lot of times, you know, they're willing to look the other way about a lot of other things if you can provide those things for them. But let's get it straight. Every relationship have their problems, you know? Lack of communication, argument, you know, um, lots of women, you know, feeling that they're insecure, they can't trust the man that they're with. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So all these things, right, affects the relationship, affects the trust levels, affect the connectivity, the understanding. And so that leads to a lot of betrayal, deceit, you know, a lot of cheating and stuff like that because they felt that they were cheated in their, what's it called, regular relationship. And so they weren't getting the needs, right? Understanding each other, right, is does not mean understanding each other to play different roles that connects you guys together and brings a healthy relationship must be done. Just take a look at it. Imagine you're on a team and your team is 2 people, but one person always wants to do everything. The other person doesn't want to do anything. And one person decides all the time. How long would that relationship last? How healthy would that relationship be? Would they be happy often? I don't think so. You see what I'm saying? And most people are not going to put up with that. So different things have to take place, right? Both of you guys deserve the same amount of respect. Number one. But the difference, you know, in the relationship, in the connectivity, right, is about who's the head of the relationship. You see what I'm saying? In every relationship, the head is the male. Why? Because we are designed to play those positions. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying females cannot lead, but males are put in that position because they need to learn things in a specific way. And so imagine you take a class, right? You take a class and you had to learn business, right? You had to learn those things. Well, both of you guys cannot take a business class because both of you guys will learn the same thing. So if you, one took a business class and one took arts class, now your whole goal is ultimately to be happy. So you will make it work and you will make it work. And what you learn and what you learned, you can teach each other so you guys know more. But if you guys want to all do the same thing and play one role, because there's lots of women out there that wants to play the in charge role. They want to make the most important decisions. They don't want to have any respect for the male because maybe they see themselves as, oh, they're making a little bit more money than them. You see what I'm saying? So they don't need to respect them because the the provision that the male is providing for the women, she can provide for herself. And so she feels like she doesn't now have to give him respect. She doesn't now have to do so many different things. And so they end up going in cycles and cycles and cycles. But just remember, when you're in your 30s, women, you decline, right? But men don't decline, they get better because that's how we are. And so, if you want a healthy relationship, you must allow both male and female to play their proper parts. You know what I mean? Male needs to remain doing what they're supposed to do. Now, it's a team effort. So, one person cannot do everything for the team, right? One hand can't clap. It has to be two hands, right? That claps. So, my suggestion is communication with your partner, being able to communicate, you know? Being able to understand each other. If you understand each other, you will know, you won't be confused in what role you play. And let me get this straight. Whatever role you play in a relationship, right? As long as you're playing your proper ordained role, if you're male, you're the leader. If you're female, you're the helper. Helper does not make you less than a leader. You don't get less respect for that. But that is the role you must play in order to learn your destiny. And that is a role that you must play as a male in order to learn your destiny. Don't play a different role when it's not meant for you. You see what I'm saying? You're not meant to switch roles, right? Just because you might not like what you're doing or, what role you're playing doesn't mean that you're less important. Because I know a lot of people, they look at it like, well, I'm a helper. Why am I a helper? Why can't the male be a helper? You see what I'm saying? There's specific things that you basically are created to put together, right? Just like how you're a nurturer as a woman, right? I'm not saying men cannot nurture too, but we need the best at what they're doing, right? We need the best, which is the female. They're nurturers. And so you're designed for that. That doesn't mean that you're less, you know? God made you purposely for a specific foundational role. And to be a helper, when was the last time a helper was dumb? And a helper didn't know what was going on, right? If you take your role properly, you do an exceptional job, right? And realize if you're the backbone of a male, then you must realize how to do your part, how to play that part. Because you're not less important. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you are very important. in so many ways, right? Because the skills that you provide, the skills that you possess, your abilities and components. But it becomes wrong when you try to overtake the relationship and override the male's position. You try to void the male's position and make the male feel like, oh, they're not able to do things or they can't do things, right? Because you're not meant for a certain role because you don't have the equipment to do so. See what I'm saying? Why? Because that's how it's meant to do, right? Males are meant to protect. If somebody broke into your house right now and a female and a male was there, right? Most of the time, the male would defend the household. And even the female will feel like if the male didn't defend the household, then what is he really good for? And suppose you walk in public and you're walking with your girl and a man, you know, slaps your girl's ass. What are you going to do? Are you not going to defend that? If you don't, the female, right? Why does the female think that you're less of a man if you don't? Exactly. So then that means you should play a role, just like play your proper role so you know what position you play so you're not confused. Because a lot of men are confused out here. Why? Because the women have confused them. And a lot of females are also confused because the male confuses them. So communicate, understand each other, and trust each other to do it. Don't back out of like hardcore, decisions that's made by you guys, right? If you back out of it, right, you seem to become like a traitor. You know, you cannot be meant to be. Oh, you just play this or you just play that, right? But it doesn't work like that. See what I'm saying? That's why the divorce rate is so high because they forget how to play their parts. You know what I mean? There's like there's so many relationships where money is the reason why they're not together, right? A lot of people get together because of how much money they can have or the things them that you can get together. And of course, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of gold diggers out there, you know, female gold diggers that basically they just want what they can get from you. You see what I'm saying? They expect you to come with no problems, but always be willing to provide them with a solution, you know, of their problems. There's a lot of women like that. They don't want to hear the male's problems, but they want the same male that they don't want to hear their problems to solve their problems for them, whether it's finance or anything. Just basically do everything that I need, but basically take a back seat when it comes to you. See what I'm saying? So you got to be careful for those because those relationships don't last. Those relationships, basically, yeah, like I said, cheating and a lot of confusion and problems happen because positions are not respected. And you can't say, oh, you feel like you can do whatever you want to do and nobody can tell you anything. That is true, but then you cannot be in a relationship because it's actually a togethership. You see what I'm saying? So if you ever feel like, you're being overwhelmed, things are not going your way, take a look at what you're doing. You know what I mean? Maybe talk to your partner and don't be afraid to what's it called, play your part and feel like, oh, your partner is trying to overrule you because of the parts that they play. Leadership, You're not always going to like the decisions of the leader. But if you're what's it called? If you're truly concerned, then you raise your concerns. But if your concerns gets put to rest, then you should comply because your woman, your position is played for a specific reason. Not all the time would the man be able to give you everything you need. Are you willing to be patient and respect that? Right? Are you willing to build with the man? Because that's the what's it called? The experience of love. If you're looking for the quick way out with the vanity and you're looking for a man that don't come with no problems, it's not possible. You see what I'm saying? It's not possible. And frankly, I think women don't like men that have no problems. If they see a man, oh, they don't have no problems, no issues, or anything like that, they find the man boring. Why? Because women, right, they're natural problem solvers. And so they like a man with a little bit of problems so that they can feel more valuable to them when they help them solve these problems. So you see what I'm saying? You cannot be perfect as a man because if you're perfect, then women don't want to talk to you. Women love compliments. You know, compliments can shape the way they are, you know, what they do, what they decide to do. You see what I'm saying? So just think about it. How is your relationship? You know, of course, relationship have problems, arguments, you know, the confusion, the respect, you know, communication problems, trust. But healthy, good relationship requires respect, especially with the male. And the female needs to require a sense of security. You know, how safe am I around, you know, so and so? Do I feel safe? Does he make me feel safe that he will do whatever in his power to try to protect me? Right? So, like I said earlier, you know, if you went out and something, you know, like harassment happened to your girl, the guy's going to defend that. If the guy doesn't defend that, the woman, right, then doesn't have to respect the guy because the woman will feel insecure that the guy can protect them. And that's part of nature. You see what I'm saying? And a male doesn't want to feel like they're going to risk their life defending them and, you know, just get put to the back shelf when they need help. So it goes hand in hand in the things them that you do and the things them that you don't do. Right? But relationship and every single relationship, no matter the ones that they show on TV like it's perfect, because I know for the 21st century, right? This time frame, a lot of relationships is sort of compared to the Hollywood, you know, commercial type of relationship where they only show the good parts. They don't show the icky bad parts. You know, they don't show the trenches, right? They only show the good parts. And sort of they create a persona on how a male should be. And they create a persona on how a woman should be. And a lot of times to create controversy, right? They change the positions that they're supposed to play. They grow into rebellion and rebellious kind of way. And so a lot of the females, right? A lot of females follow that trend. Even in music too, the trends, right? Like you heard of, Megan Thee Stallion, the WAP, you see what I'm saying? And so basically with Cardi B, right? I don't cook, I don't clean, and etc. Right? I don't want to say the full lyrics, but you see what I'm saying because they have the WAP. But those celebrities that have such an influence is manipulating the minds of those that are trying to find a genuine relationship. See, you know what I mean? Telling them that they don't have to do certain things, right? You don't need to cook, you don't need to clean, you don't need to basically respect your man. Basically, the fact that you have the WAP, right? The fact that you have the WAP, that's it. But male needs more than that. You know, the greatest love is to lay down your life for another. And so, the greatest love, right, for a male to show is laying down their life, or anybody to show is that, and that's what a male is willing to do every single day for their relationship, for their family, to defend their spouse, their girlfriend, you know, their woman friend, their female friend. They're willing to do that if they feel respected, if they feel that what's it called? They have what's it called? Loyalty. But if it's not, then they're not going to want to do it. And so these TV music videos, some of these movies, right? Social media, right? Influences a lot of, negative ideas on how a relationship should be. And basically they give you the opposite of how relationships become can be destructive or destroy. And if you buy into that hype and not find out for yourself, right? Then what happens is you end up jumping from one relationship to the next one, but it's not that you're jumping into a bad relationship, it's that you're not willing to work on it the right way. Because think about it, male and female, no matter what relationship that you go into, right, you still want the same thing. Generally, you want to be taken care of, right? Provided for. You want respect. You want to laugh and smile and get compliments. You want a family, right? No matter what relationship you jump into, female want that. Male wants a woman that was a call. They respect, right? A woman that respects them, a woman that, can feed them, of course, their stomach, a woman that loves them and is willing to do anything for them, in bed, or not just bed, but in in every in every way, because you know what I mean, of the trust and the communication and the love, right? They all want the same thing, but in their way, right? Male wants their thing in their way, female wants their thing in their way, and they deserve it, rightfully so. But as soon as you buy into the hype, the propaganda, the friends that are jealous of your relationship, that don't want to see you with that particular individual. Why? Because they feel that if they had the opportunity, they would be better, or they see themselves as in, you know, the guy that you're talking to is not good enough for you. But truly, the guy that you're talking to is is very good for you. It just If you can't see it for yourself, somebody else can make you give up what you have. That is great. You see what I'm saying? So think about it. Know your worth, know what you have, know the value of what you have, both male and female, so that you know how hard and how strong you need to be to hold on to what you have. Because the world, like I said, the ratio to man and woman there's a very big gap. Means that there is, 3 or 4 times, right, average in the whole world, 3 or 4 times more women than a guy. So 1 to 4 ratio, 1 to 5 ratio, that's still a lot. So not every woman will get married. Not every woman is going to get into, you know, a proper relationship, right? But you can best believe that there's women that are involved with other guys, right? And they know, the women know that they're in a relationship. You can bet because the ratios is high. So women, they're fighting over men, right? They don't even care if you have a, a girlfriend, a wife. They don't care. They want to be the side chick. You see what I'm saying? They want to basically be one of yours so that you can provide and do the things that, a male is supposed to do. And so a lot of those things is happening in society, right? Because of the racial imbalance. Now, if it was 1 to 1, then perhaps, you know, things will be dealt with a lot better. You see what I'm saying? Understand that female is there to build the man. You see what I'm saying? They're there to build the man. That's why you're called a helper. You're there to build the man. Imagine, just understand this, females, advice. Um, Understand this. You can make your man basically either make you happy or make you sad, right? By how you build him, right? How you build him is the words you say to them. You know, how you build them is how you're able to make them reason. You see what I'm saying? Because males can reason with aggression, but it's how you as a female is able to elaborate because you're a helper. You're already intellectually high. Your intellect is very high. So, okay, I'll just give you a fine example. It's like this. Women go to university, right? But men go to college. There's a difference there, right? In university, you have a professor, right? I'm not saying in college you don't have a professor, but you have a lecturer. Like basically, it's more advanced than college. So you have to do things different, meaning that your job and your part is much harder than you think. You see what I'm saying? You're not a protector. Why? Because you're not as aggressive. So if you're not as aggressive physically, right, because your testosterone levels are not high, then you must be very clever intellectually because you either have to have one gift from the spectrum or the other, one or the other, one side or the other. So less aggression means more intellect. You see what I'm saying? More intellect, less aggression, right? So it's how you, it's like basically you're the engine that's driving it, but You have to be in a mix, you know? You have to be in a mix. But if you are not in the mix, if you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do, then obviously you see males don't mature as fast as females, right? So you're not going to have a mature man. See what I'm saying? How mature, it's how you as a female want your man to be based on what you do, right? If you say, well, I'm not going to cook for my man, I don't care, you know, whether he goes and look for an ex-woman, one day they're going to, and if they manage to find somebody, it'll be easy for them to decide to go. Why? Because they just go where things could be, you know, where they can find the things that they're missing. You see what I'm saying? It's harder for men to what's it called? To get sex. You see what I'm saying? Females can go and get it very easy. But men don't, what's it called, depreciate in value faster than women. So which means, you know, you can't get best of both worlds. So when you have one side, you need the other side. But you cannot play both sides. You need one and two to, you know, to multiply, to be able to do more things. So just let me know what you guys think of relationships, what you guys think of this century of communication, century of relationship, you know, the ratio of divorces around the world, and what's the value in a relationship to you? Like, what do you look for in a relationship? Because everybody else, you know, have different outlooks on what they need from a guy and what a guy needs from a woman. And the things them that you need, are you getting them? And if you're not, what are you willing to do to get them? You know, because you can't say you're gonna sit there and not have without, or you're gonna go without, because obviously relationship is very important to people. That's why when they get out of one, they get into a next one, because you need, you know, your companion, you need your loved one or your loved ones. You see what I'm saying? So what are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments below. All right? Thank you for listening. I hope you guys have a great day. Today's a Tuesday, and signing off. Bye now.